Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Kenzie, and in this video I'm going to show you guys everything that I have ever knit. I did start knitting at the beginning of this year, 2025, right after Christmas, right at the beginning of the year. Before that I was a crocheter for about 6 months, and I just wanted to try knitting because I really just wanted to make a pair of socks, and crocheting it was not working. So my grandma has been knitting for all of my life, and I asked her to teach me how. So in combination of her and YouTube videos, I actually was able to make the pair of socks. Did not turn out the best, but yeah, that's why I started learning how to knit. Also, a disclaimer, most of the yarns in this video are natural fibers, which I prefer, but they are from big box stores like Hobby Lobby. I know that's not like super popular, but that was the only place near me that I could really find those natural fibers, and that was really important to me to use natural ones. I since have found out about Knitting for Olive and Sendis Yarn, I hope I'm saying that right, and like all these other big yarn brands. I've definitely looked into that, and I've learned how to tell the different qualities of yarn and all of that. I actually don't have the socks anymore. I didn't like them, and I didn't really feel like holding on to them, so yeah, I think I threw them away. But they were made of a sock yarn that I got at Joann's. They were just very stiff. I didn't block them, which I probably should have, but yeah, I don't have those anymore. I also made a pair of mittens, also probably not on the correct yarn. I'm not sure where I put those. So besides that, the finished objects I actually do have. The first one is my Sevilla blouse by Petite Knit. I hope I'm saying that right. I made it out of a worsted weight yarn. This is, I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby, which actually worked pretty well for this, and I genuinely like how it turned out. It's a little bit wrinkled. I've worn it a few times and I haven't blocked it because, to be honest, I'm like really scared of blocking stuff. I do have a rack to dry it on because I didn't want to just like pin it on blocking mats, whatever. I wanted the air to be able to flow through it. I also live in a very small apartment, so I don't have a lot of extra space to block things. So now that I have like quite a few things I want to block, it's probably gonna take me a few days to get through all of it. But yeah, I think it turned out really cute. I really like the rolled edge. I think this is backwards actually. I really like the rolled edge on the neckline, and I don't know, it turned out really cute, and I really like the way it fits. It's like a little bit oversized. I'm pretty sure I knit this in a yarn that's a little bit heavier than what's suggested. So it does have like quite a bit of weight to it, and it doesn't drape quite as like flowy as I would want it to, but I feel like that's just because of my choice in yarn. But yeah, I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby. I don't remember the color, but it's like this olive green. And then this was, I think, my first time doing an Italian bind off. Not my favorite, but yeah, here's like the edge of it. It's a little, this is before I learned about how to do more even ribbing. And the fabric does pill quite a bit, which I don't love, but it is what it is. And overall, I'm really happy with it. I feel like my stitches turned out pretty even, especially since this is before blocking. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. The next finished object that I made, this is also pretty wrinkly. I think this is the Cumulus blouse, or Cumulus tank, from Petite Knit. And I was supposed to, I got really lazy at the end because I didn't like how it fit me when I was pretty much done with it. This took so long. But this is made from, it's like crochet lace, I think, from Hobby Lobby. And I like the color and everything. I feel like it like suits me really well. But it's just not my favorite. This was my first time doing an I-cord. And I like how the straps are, but I was supposed to seam them together at the ends, and I didn't want to do that, so I just made them a little longer and tied them. Overall, like, I like it. I also noticed, I don't know if you can see it super well, I learned it's called biasing, where the stitches aren't in like exactly vertical rows. They kind of twist, so you can see like as it goes down, the stitches kind of go this way. So I don't really love that. And I did buy this same yarn, or I guess thread, in a couple different colors that I really liked. And it's mercerized cotton, which I really like, and it doesn't seem to pill, and I feel like it looks pretty nice. But yeah, my stitching on this wasn't super even, and yeah, it's not my favorite. I've never actually worn this, which really sucks. The pattern's great. It's definitely not that. I think it's just the yarn that I chose for this, and maybe the size. I think I should have gone a size up. I don't remember exactly what size I made. Usually I'm a medium, or what's like roughly a medium, but yeah, it's just like a little bit too tight for my preference. The next thing I made is actually this cardigan that I'm wearing right now. This is the Step by Step cardigan by Handmade by Florence, and I really like this. I actually wear this a lot. I knit it in a DK weight yarn. This is Bambootiful, I believe, from Hobby Lobby. It's like their pure white shade, and it's really soft. I think it's a mix of cotton and bamboo, and it's really nice. I like how it looks. It's just a little bit too drapey, but again, like this pattern I believe calls for an Aran weight yarn, and this was a DK weight, so that's why it's like it's so light. But that worked out for me because I wanted something that was going to be lighter for more in the summertime, just like a quick little like cover up for when it's a little bit chilly. But I also think because the gaps between the stitches are so big, it doesn't really provide much. Like when I wear it outside, I can still feel the wind. But I really wanted to make this for Easter, and I got some compliments on it. I was really excited. My boyfriend, he's so great. He was like bringing it up to people. He goes, yeah, do you like her cardigan? She made that. And everyone was like, oh my god, you made that? And it was just really sweet. But yeah, so that was really cool. It has a double knit button band, which I really like. That was my first time really doing double knitting, so I definitely like that technique. Took a long time, but I do really like it. And it's also my first time doing buttons. And then on this side, buttonholes, you can kind of see. Buttons are just from Hobby Lobby. They're wood, which again, like I didn't really want to use plastic buttons. They're hand wash only, which is fine because I also haven't blocked this, but when I do, I'm gonna hand wash it. I'm not sure this needs much for resizing, maybe a little bit in the sleeve length. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I'll probably have to try everything on before I block it all. But yeah, I really like this cardigan, and I think I want to make it again with, I don't know, we'll see. I really want to make another cardigan. I'm thinking about maybe this one with Knitting for Olive Merino, or the Suki cardigan by Woozy by Celine. I love her videos so much. So the Suki cardigan, it's so cute, and I want to knit it in like the Thundercloud merino wool from Knitting for Olive. So that's on my list. But I would also totally make this again. I feel like this went really fast, and especially if you use the weight it calls for, the Aran weight. Oh my god, it goes by so fast. I think I made this in a week, and yeah. So this is the next thing that I made. This is the Vegas top. This also has not been blocked. Shocker. It's got a little bit of thread on it. But this, I really love how this turned out. I think I did such an even job on the I-cord edging. My only complaint, and this is probably a me thing, I think the I-cord is not as stretchy as I would want it to be at the neckline, and because the neck hole, or like the head hole neck hole, it's not that thick. The neck hole on here isn't that big, so when I put it on, I feel like I'm stretching it out a little bit to put it over my head, and it's, especially if I have makeup on, it's hard to not get makeup on it, especially because I did it in white, which like that's my fault. But yeah, so I don't really love that, and I do wish I made it a tiny bit longer, but I think when I block it, it'll be the length that I want it to and probably be a little bit more drapey. But I really like this. This is made with the same yarn as this cardigan, which is the Bambootiful yarn from Hobby Lobby, and this pattern actually called for a DK weight yarn, so this matches it. But yeah, I really like how the stitches look on here. I kind of wish that it was the same gauge for, or the same weight yarn for this, because I really like how the tank top stitches look, but that was me. I should have picked a different pattern. But yeah, so I really like this. I wear this a lot too. It's not super warm yet where I live, so I usually will pair it with a jacket. I did wear it with this cardigan one time, which I don't know if that's a little bit too much like white on white, but the whites match at least, so it's not like I'm wearing like an off-white and a pure white. But yeah, it's really cute, and I'm going on vacation in a few weeks, and I'm definitely bringing this with me, so I need to block it before then. Those are all of the projects that I have finished, besides the socks and the mittens, because I don't have the socks and I'm not quite sure where the mittens are. I have a current work in progress, or WIP, which I'm really excited about. This is like all of everything that I've learned is like coming together, and then I made this little project bag. I sewed it, my own design. I was so impressed because it even has a little drawstring. I'm obsessed with this. I'm gonna make so many more of these, but because they're really easy to make and it's so convenient. I literally, yeah, I can just throw this in my bag whenever. I love it. This is what I have so far. This is the Summerwood Tea by Liv Olvin, I believe is how it's said. Oh, it's so pretty though. I'm really excited for this to be done. I have maybe like half of it done so far, but it's an all over lace. It has like a diamond pattern and then a tree pattern. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. I knit this in, well, the suggested weight for this project is a fingering weight yarn, which this is. This is Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in Dusty Olive. And honestly, I've never used silk before. It's my first time using silk, my first time with Knitting for Olive. I really like it. I really like it. I do notice, but I think this is just a me thing because it happens with all kinds of yarns. When my hands get a little bit sweaty, the yarn is like a lot more sticky to work with, even though I have them on metal needles using my Chiagoos. I think that's how you say that. So I don't know, that's a little bit annoying because it hasn't happened as much with other yarns, but I think I might also be knitting it really tight and I wonder if that's why. But this one I actually had to rip back a little bit because this is my first time doing lace, which I am obsessed with how this is turning out. I'm so excited to be talking about this one. But yes, my first time doing lace, and the pattern uses a yarn over and knit two together or slip knit like combination to make the holes, and that was a little bit confusing for me to figure out at first, and that's totally on me because she does have instructions in the pattern about how to do those stitches, so I used that. But every time I've done increases in the past, I've had to knit the stitch twisted so that there's not a hole. And for some reason, even though it said to knit every stitch in the following round, I was knitting them twisted. And I was like, oh, there's still a little hole there. But then after a few rows, I was like, this doesn't look right. So I ripped back. I only had like maybe like 4 or 5 rows past this ribbing done, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And you do 2 rows of stockinette stitch after the ribbing. So it was easy to rip it back and still get it on my needles. Well, I say easy, but it probably took me like probably 30 minutes to get the stitches back on my needles because I was being so careful because this ribbing took so long. I've never done like a full project in fingering weight before. Actually, that's a lie. I did make the Cumulus tank. I don't know if it's actually called the Cumulus tank. It's the Cumulus top. I apologize for that. That's in a fingering weight, I think. It's crochet lace. I don't know. I think it's the same thickness as the Knitting for Olive Merino though. Or Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. But yeah, it's teeny tiny and I've never made like a full project, especially lace like this with that before. But it's turning out so gorgeous, especially like seeing it kind of from a distance like this. I'm so excited. You can see that's what it's gonna look like when it's done. I really like this pattern because she has a lot of different options. So you can do just the front lace, you can do all over. I believe there's another option too. I just chose to do the all over because I really don't like when shirts have like a really cool design in the front and the back's just like plain. So yeah, I want to do all over for this and I really like how it's turning out. It's bottom up, which isn't my favorite, and I think it's my first time actually doing a full project bottom up. I did attempt to do the mangrove tee a while ago, but I didn't get the right yarn for it, so I kind of just like scrapped that. The yarn is like the same color that she used. I think she used a Sanda's yarn for hers for the sample. But yeah, this is the Knitting for Olive Pure Silk, and the color is almost exactly the same, and I'm obsessed with this. I'm definitely bringing this on vacation too because I made a skirt that I sewed to go with it. And yes, I have like I think less than 3 weeks now to finish this before we leave. So, and I have a bunch of other stuff that I want to sew to bring on vacation. So I'm gonna make a different video with that stuff, but yeah, I've been busy. I think that's everything that I've knit. when I crocheted, I would make a lot of things for other people because I would just like, I would make things so quickly, mostly like little things. Like I have sitting on my desk here just like this little succulent. I'd make stuff like that so I could finish that in a few hours. And knitting was like a rude awakening when I found out how much time it actually takes to make these things. But the time, I think, makes it so much more worth it because you can't rush this. Like it's not possible to rush it. So I find myself making a lot less mistakes and I can really focus on like each stitch. But yeah, I don't know at this point if I'm ever gonna go back to crocheting. I really like knitting. I do want to try some patterns though that are kind of like the body of the piece is knit, but then they have a crochet trim on it or just like crochet details. I think that's really cute. But yeah, I don't see myself really crocheting too much. I think, I don't know, I just really like being able to wear this and be like, yeah, I made that. Yeah, that's everything that I've knit, and I hope you guys liked the video, and if you want to see more, feel free to subscribe because I'm going to be posting a lot more videos. Hope to see you again. Bye!